Wednesday's move comes less than a week after Tiger reported losses ballooned in its last financial year, and as Singapore Airlines, which owns 40% of Tiger, pushes a strategy of expanding its exposure to the fast-growing Asia-Pacific market and the low-cost segment. And they'll try to see where Tiger fits into all this and make better sense of what is happening and how different they can go forward in that particular segment, said Sagar Ashok, an aerospace consultant at Frost Sullivan. And Lee Lik Hsin, a 20-year veteran of Singapore Airlines, will become chief executive from May 12, Tiger said in a statement on Monday. He will replace Koay Peng Yen, who joined Tiger from the shipping industry less than 3 years ago. And Tiger is one of 2 budget airlines within the Singapore Airlines group, which also has a medium-haul unit, SilkAir, and its namesake premium long-haul carrier service. And unlike Scoot, its fully owned medium to long-haul budget airline, and SilkAir, Tiger has always operated as an independent entity. And the group will align all these airlines so as to have a coherent strategy going forward. So each airline benefits from the other airline, and they really don't compete on routes, have flight schedules which go hand in hand with the other airlines and things like that, said Ashok. And unlike bigger rivals such as AirAsia PhD, Air.KL, and other low-cost airlines including Qantas Airways Limited-owned, QAN.AX, Jetstar and Garuda-owned, JK, Citylink, Tiger has scaled down its ventures in highly competitive markets to cut losses. And under Koay, Tiger sold its loss-making Philippine business and said last week that it was reviewing its investment in its Indonesian joint venture. And, during his tenure, the Tiger Air Group endeavored to improve the fortunes of its overseas hubs, Tiger Air Australia, Tiger Air Philippines and Tiger Air Mandala. However, turbulence in those markets hampered fledgling carriers from establishing a decisive hold, Tiger said in a statement. And last week, Tiger said its losses widened to $23,179 million in the year ended March from $45.4 million a year ago, as it booked charges and accounted for losses from its operations in countries including Indonesia and Australia. And just a year ago, Tiger had highlighted its growing operations at home and ventures in Indonesia and the Philippines when it raised nearly $300 million to expand its business and strengthen its balance sheet. And editing by Edwin.